Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing something a little different.
That's right. Instead of a casual conversation, we're going to simulate an advanced job interview.
This isn't your typical interview.
Exactly. The questions become increasingly challenging, and the answers require critical thinking rather than memorized responses.
So imagine you're applying for a senior position at an international company.
Let's begin.
Thank you for joining us today. Before we discuss your professional background, I'd like to start with a simple question. Tell me about yourself.
Certainly. My name is Daniel Carter, and I've spent the past 8 years working in international business development. Throughout my career, I've been particularly interested in solving complex problems, building long-term client relationships, and leading multicultural teams. What motivates me most is the opportunity to create practical solutions that generate lasting value for both customers and organizations.
That's an excellent introduction. Looking back, what achievement are you most proud of?
Interestingly, it isn't the largest project I've managed or the biggest contract I've negotiated. Rather, it's the team I helped develop. Watching inexperienced colleagues become confident professionals has been far more rewarding than any financial achievement. Leadership, in my opinion, is measured not only by results, but by the people you inspire along the way.
That's an insightful answer. Let me ask you something more difficult. What's your greatest professional weakness?
Earlier in my career, I had a tendency to pursue perfection. While attention to detail is valuable, perfectionism occasionally delayed decision-making. Over time, I learned that delivering an excellent solution today is often more beneficial than delivering a perfect solution too late. I've become much more comfortable balancing quality with efficiency.
That's a very mature perspective. Suppose your manager strongly disagrees with one of your recommendations. How would you respond?
I'd begin by listening carefully to understand their reasoning. Disagreement doesn't necessarily imply conflict. In fact, constructive disagreement often leads to better decisions. If I still believed my proposal offered greater value, I'd present additional evidence while remaining respectful and open-minded. Ultimately, once a decision has been made, I believe it's essential to support the team's direction wholeheartedly.
Have you ever failed professionally?
Absolutely.
Could you tell us about that experience?
Several years ago, I underestimated the complexity of a project and promised a delivery timeline that proved unrealistic. Although my intentions were good, I learned that optimism should never replace careful planning. That experience taught me the importance of transparent communication and setting realistic expectations from the outset.
Many candidates struggle with pressure. How do you perform under stressful circumstances?
I've discovered that preparation significantly reduces stress. Whenever possible, I break complex challenges into manageable tasks and prioritize them systematically. I also try to remain objective rather than emotional. Pressure often reveals character, and I believe maintaining composure allows clearer thinking during difficult situations.
Imagine you're leading a project and one member of your team consistently underperforms. What would you do?
My first priority would be understanding the underlying cause. Poor performance can stem from inadequate training, unclear expectations, personal difficulties, or even lack of motivation. Before making assumptions, I'd have an honest conversation with the individual. Most performance issues can be resolved through communication, coaching, and support. However, accountability remains equally important, and persistent problems must eventually be addressed fairly.
That's a balanced approach. Now I'd like to ask a more philosophical question. What does success mean to you?
Success has evolved considerably throughout my career. Earlier, I associated success primarily with promotions, salary increases, and professional recognition. Today, I define success much more broadly. It means doing meaningful work, continuing to learn, maintaining integrity, and creating a positive impact on those around me. Financial achievement is important, but it isn't sufficient on its own.
Interesting. If you were offered a higher salary elsewhere tomorrow, would you leave this company?
Compensation certainly matters, but it wouldn't be the deciding factor. I'd evaluate the organization's culture, leadership, opportunities for professional growth, and whether its values aligned with my own. Sustainable career satisfaction depends on much more than income alone.
Let me challenge you further. Why should we hire you instead of another highly qualified candidate?
Because technical expertise alone rarely determines long-term success. I combine analytical thinking with emotional intelligence, adaptability, and a genuine willingness to learn. I don't claim to know everything, but I'm committed to continuous improvement. I believe organizations benefit most from individuals who remain curious, resilient, and collaborative throughout their careers.
Excellent answer. Here's another scenario. Imagine your company is facing a financial crisis and significant budget reductions are unavoidable. As a manager, how would you maintain employee motivation?
Transparency would be my starting point. People generally cope better with difficult realities than with uncertainty or misinformation. I'd communicate openly about the situation, involve the team in identifying practical solutions, and emphasize shared responsibility. During challenging periods, trust becomes an organization's greatest asset.
Very well said. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Rather than focusing on a specific job title, I'd prefer to think in terms of capabilities. Within 5 years, I'd like to become someone recognized for sound judgment, effective leadership, and the ability to mentor others. Titles may change, but those qualities remain valuable regardless of the position.
One final question. If you could leave us with one sentence that describes your professional philosophy, what would it be?
I'd say this: your reputation is built not by your greatest achievement, but by the consistency of your everyday actions.
That's an excellent way to conclude.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, and thank you to everyone listening. We hope these advanced interview questions and answers help you improve not only your English, but also your confidence in real professional conversations.
We'll see you in the next Advanced English podcast. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.